actually is a MMDL, Minuteman Dart League champion with Balboni Darts. Balboni Darts has done a great job supporting the Worcester Premier League these past couple of seasons. Single bull found there from Mike. Steve Krikorian looking to either follow or find the red bit. And so we will go again. Steve Krikorian finding that single bull. We are determining who goes first. PDC rules determine who goes first here, the WPL. Steve lining up his shot. Finding that single bull again, and Mike Parissi looking to get the job done here, at least keep it going. Double bull needed outside, so Steve Krikorian will have the advantage going into this game. And this is big for Steve. This is our Season 1 champion who voluntarily left, was absent for 2 seasons, looking to come back and join us. We miss him dearly. He is a hell of a shot, and we are certainly more than aware of what he is capable of producing. Struggled a little bit in the scoring department in his earlier match against Chris Bavoda. Mike Parissi, a little bit of an unknown to the WPL. Certainly know he's a great player. Not sure how many times these guys have faced off, though. Great 85 to open up for Mike, to follow the ton from Steve. And one of the things that we did see earlier on, Steve versus Chris Bavoda, is that there's just some wayward darts left and right here and there. Not able to really keep every single dart in line. And Mike did win his group, so came out of the gate with a statement performance, topping his group. Steve Krikorian came second only to Fred Kruger, who is now qualified for Season 4. So both of these guys prepared to play at a high standard. And prepared to fight, scrap, kick, even bite each other if they need to for an open spot in the league. Mike Parissi, what a steady throw. I love the way that this guy throws. Brings it back to the same point, punches that dart in with a full follow-through. And that's a solid ton there from Mike as Steve Krikorian just a little behind here. Needs to find some trebles if he wants to try and keep this steady. Might be an awkward block there. Looks like he's going downstairs. Not able to find the switch that he was looking for. Mike Parissi, 275. Such a beautiful throw. I love the way he punches those things into the board. So good. And not able to keep those darts in line. 41 found. Opportunity. The door is opened here for Steve Krikorian, who's looking to try and leapfrog over Mike. And there's one trip 20. Are we going to see the 180? No, we are not. Come on, someone please deliver the 180. We have been hoping and praying for a 180 all day, and unfortunately the players have not been able to deliver. Mike Parissi, beautiful first start. So much more space in there. Pulls it wide on that second attempt. An unfortunate block there with that third dart. 85 found, leaving himself 149. Steve stuck. 172. Beautiful first start. Wants to stay there for right now. And that is a killer of a second dart. Not too much pressure on Steve, though. Wants to find this triple, of course, but Mike at a low percentage, 149. So not hopeless. Steve just wanted to make that as clean as possible. 149 needed for Mike here. This is a tricky take and will not go finding that single 5. So the tricky 149 persists. The 45 will not bring him under a ton either. So this is a big opportunity for Steve Krikorian. 2-darter if he can just keep these darts straight. First dart is golden. Second dart, down to double 15. And not able to cash in. So an awkward second dart on the wrong side of the wire. And 104 for Mike Parissi. This would be a monster take. 99 blows the opportunity. 24 score, leaving himself 80. Can't find that triple 20. He knows it. You could tell by the immediate reaction. Opportunity lost. And now Steve Krikorian, double 15 needed. Needs to work it inside if he can. And that's a little too far inside. Wanted to throw that dart away. Finds the 7. So 22 scored. Opportunity for Mike now to clean this up. Single 20 found. Double 20 needed. Needs to drop it low. And he finds it. Mike takes the opening leg against Steve Krikorian. That was a break. And now Mike gets to throw first. So a massive opportunity to go and jump up 2 legs if he can hold his throw here. Steve Krikorian will not be happy. Had it lined up, had it pretty much sealed. But that awkward double 5 just to the left of that double 20 segment might have sealed his fate in that leg. Critical mistake, critical error. Steve will be looking to refocus, find his tempo, find his, well, scoring potential and power, but not able to lock it in here. And this comes down to nerves. If these guys want this, it's one thing, and that's a great visit there from Mike Parissi. 125, immediate pressure on Steve Krikorian. As I was saying, it's one thing to be playing at home or playing on a league night, familiar environment, and these guys are used to playing here at Tee Up Tap Room, majority of them anyway. Tee Up Tap Room is such a great place to throw darts. If you're in the area, please check them out. But when you have a ton of pressure, playing for some, well, a spot to play in the WPL, it's hard to keep your nerves and your arm in line, your nerves together, your head in the same place. It's easy to get distracted or get your head in the clouds and overthink, overworry, and not let yourself be natural. Beautiful second dart found by Steve Krikorian, moving downstairs. Can't find the switch, but the 99 will do. Mike with a slight advantage here, 271. Looking for a big treble, might be just a little low. Only able to find 59 there from Mike Parissi. Working his way down, 100 points clear. Steve Krikorian, who's looking for at least 2 trebles to really put the pressure back on Mike. Can't afford any wayward darts. Needs to keep these straight, at the very least in line. And that is exactly what we were, well, hoping against. Steve really struggling to put 3 in the bed. Mike just keeping a level head here. Finds that treble. This is going to be big if he can find another. Not happy with the release on that third one. He's in range now at 112. No pressure coming, so he'll have 6 darts added at the minimum. Steve Krikorian looking to answer the 180 call if he can. Pushes it wide, even with those slim flights. That was a nasty deflection. Only able to find 95. So 6 darts guaranteed here for Mike Parissi. 92 remaining. Wants that trip 20. Looks like just high. 72 remaining now. Goes downstairs for the 16s to leave himself 56. It's a great setup. Great work there from Mike Parissi. 56 after 18. And Steve Krikorian struggling here against the firepower of Mike Parissi. Not even down to an out, unfortunately. Needs the ton. Not able to lock it in. So a very tricky 120 remaining for Krikorian if Mike does not take this 56. 2 darts at double 20 now. Needs to drop it just a little low. And he's just low on that. So a huge, huge opportunity to prevent Mike Parissi from going. 2 legs clear. Steve Krikorian needs this dart. At least 1 dart to go into that triple segment. Can he find it? He cannot. Opportunity burned here for Krikorian. And a throwaway dart, unfortunately, not happy. Frustration settling in. Mike Parissi for a dagger. Able to find it. 2 legs clear. That opening break from Mike Parissi proving its worth. Able to capitalize. Krikorian in desperate need of a hold of throw. He cannot afford to have this opportunity that he has now to slip by the wayside. Needs to start cashing in. Because the way that Parissi is playing, I don't think this man's going to slow down anytime soon. He knows that this is a massive opportunity for a set against Krikorian. Beautiful third dart there from Mike Parissi. So difficult, so tricky to find those darts in when you need them to save your visit, but able to get the job done. Great work. Krikorian still not able to make this look easy, hunting around the board for any trouble he can find. Wayward dart there from Mike Parissi. Not a great dart at all. 45 found. Opportunity now for Steve Krikorian to really put the hurt on. Needs a big visit here. Just for his own confidence. That might be a tricky blocker with the way that that dart landed. Looking to go around it. Again, finding his way into that corner of the 1 segment. Not happy. Showing his frustration to the camera there. Parissi, opportunity given back. Pressure off of his shoulders. Needs a ton here if he really wants to put the hurt on. Can't do it, so neck and neck, both guys down the line here. Who is going to be the one It's really going to take advantage, take this leg by the reins and start bending it to their will. Able to find that treble. Krikorian does very well. 84 locked in. Parissi, 315. Finds a beautiful first start. Needs another. Even a 140 will do quite nicely. Might be moving. Only finds the ton. Come on, Mike. Give the people what they want, man. We want a ton 80 so bad. We've been praying for one all day, and unfortunately it hasn't been answered. Steve Krikorian able to find that triple 20. So the scoring is starting to come alive here, folks. Tons abound. Big scores. 160 remaining for Steve Krikorian. 215 for Mike Parissi. Needs at least one treble to bring this within range. Needs a treble. 45 pounds. So 170, the biggest fish of them all. Versus Steve's 160. This will not go. First dart, second dart not found either. Looking for at least a ton. Able to drop his score down to 100. So within range now. A little bit of a pad that Steve Krikorian has to. Oh my goodness. First dart found. Second dart in there. The big fish. The big fish. No! Oh, Mike Parissi. Come on, man. Oh! That would have been so cool if he was able to take that. Oh, my goodness. Doesn't happen very often, folks, but when it does, you got to get excited for it. Apologies for all the eardrums I just blew out. And the double-double will not go for Steve Krikorian. Able to find 80, but not able to have a look at a double out. 15 or 7. Double 16 for Mike Parissi. Double 8 now, just wide. And he's just wide again. You can see from the crowd in the background, these guys wanted him to hit it. And this is an opportunity that Steve Krikorian cannot afford to miss. Going upstairs now to double 5. And that is a bust if I've ever seen one. The pressure mounting, the nerves building. And Mike Parissi looking to just keep it level. Keep it steady. And Mike Parissi takes it. Look at the emotion on his face. He wanted that so bad to go up 1-0 against Steve Krikorian. I have a feeling that Steve Krikorian might be shocked at the result of this. Mike is playing excellently. Steve had his opportunities but not able to convert. And again, Steve Krikorian, the Season 1 champion, fighting for his place back in the league. A lot of work to do here after dropping the opening set. Finding that beautiful second dart, wants to follow it just high, but the 81 will do. That's quite serviceable in this position. Mike Parissi looking to keep this pressure on, does not want to let Steve pop off a leg or two here and start building some momentum. Has the opening set done. First job, first half done. Wants to convert and roll this over into a 2-0 victory. Steve looking to throw a couple wrenches into that master plan. Not able to find that triple, so unfortunate, unlucky there. We'll see how Mike responds, if he can, with a big visit of his own. We'll see. Looks like high and wide, the first two darts. And again, for everybody just tuning in, the board is not shaking. Fortunately, the HVAC system is wiggling our camera around that we have centered on the board. Beautiful first dart there from Steve Krikorian, but again, that wayward dart just punishing scoring, and 135 fired in from Steve Krikorian. Great visit, great stuff. Mike needs a treble now to keep this going smoothly. Doesn't want to let Steve start hammering off these big scores. Not able to find a triple. 2-2-7 remaining for Steve Krikorian now. Only finding the one, not happy, but still 2 darts in hand. Needs a treble to save this visit. Able to find that so critical treble. 81 dropping his score down to 146, 238 remaining for Mike, who needs 2 trebles of his own to lock this score down to a manageable take. 138 still in the ballpark, but it's tricky, as is this 146 remaining for Steve. Triple 20 first dart won't go, so the bid is over. 126 remaining now. Able to find it. 80 scored. 66 remains. Not able to find that trip 10. He wanted to leave himself double 18, so still Does very well to leave himself 60. 138 for Mike. Will not go either. 118 remaining now. Might move across to the trip 18s. Goes well high, so 58. Leaving himself 80. Neck and neck again down the line here. Who's going to have the better doubles? And Steve Krikorian fires away and locks that in. So after a 3-0 sweep, Steve Krikorian gets his first leg on the board. We are starting to see a little bit of momentum finally come Steve's way. He's been close, but he's just been a half step behind. It looks like Mike might have poked the bear a little bit too hard. Krikorian can keep this momentum going, keep this high scoring up. It's tricky to keep this level of play going for a long period of time. Mike going to the left on that second and third dart, so trouble might be brewing. Steve finally bringing his average up to a rather decent level now, 67.31. The wayward dart once more affecting his throw. 2 in that one segment. Does very well to find that triple 20. 455, Mike just looking to get out of the 400s. Not able to find the trip 19 switch, electing to stay there, and he's just low again. So what is brewing here, ladies and gentlemen? Something is stirring in this man here. He is finding the scoring potential that we know he's capable of, finding these random trebles. Fortunately, not there, but it's enough to have a decent lead over Mike Parissi, who was so good in the opening set, taking it 3-0. And now he's really struggling with his form. All of a sudden, the game has evaporated. And Steve Krikorian just kind of sticking to the plan, not being too worried about it. And finding his way into that one segment, needs to keep these darts straight. 41 again. Not really capitalizing and punishing Mike. Mike with a big 140, 180 here can certainly swing the tide of momentum back in his favor, but he needs to start finding these trebles. The 60 is not good enough from his position. This is going to be a critical visit from Steve. He needs to find a treble. There it is. So now that you can immediately see the shake of the head from Mike. He knows that the pressure is starting to build. If Steve Krikorian goes up 2 legs, very unlikely that he's going to let that third leg go up easily. Right above that red segment for Mike, looking to stay there, use it as a guide. It will betray him. Unfortunately, the 26, just brutal. 167 now for Steve Krikorian, finding the first dart. Does not have to go for this. It won't go regardless, but even then, it did not have to go. Goes for the 18 correctly there with that third dart. Excellent 95 fired in. Mike all the way back on 297, so really struggling this leg, really struggling this set to get any sort of game going here worthy of challenging Steve's elevation and the standard of his play. 72 remains. 16 or, wanted to go for trip 16 there. 8 remaining. 64, I believe, left. That is just outside, so another 16 will do. Wow, right there. Steve uses quite thin points on those darts. That was worthy of a double check for sure. And Parissi just looking to try and hit a ton to get within range here, put some pressure on the shot. 60 is enough, but 152 versus 32. I think we all know which number we'd rather have. Double 16 now. Now to double 8. Needs to go up slightly. Needs to pull it inside. And it's wide. Oh. Double 8 refusing to go, giving it a good hug, and this would be a dagger if Parissi can find it. The first dart's in. Second dart's high, the bid's over. So a breath of fresh air for Steve Krikorian that was almost suffocating, but needs to find this double 4. It can be tricky here, doesn't want to drop this too low. Walking it in. And outside, so Mike Parissi from all the way back in this leg, looking to bring it back. 50 remains. 10 or 18, thinking about it, taking a breath. Finding the 18 for double 16. And he misses the board Unlucky slip of that dart. The pressure was so high. You have a feeling that Steve is not going to let him back to the board. Mike's smiling. He knows that that was a big waste of an opportunity. Up to the madhouse, double one. And he's low. 7 scored. Mike again trying to cash in on the opportunity given to him by Krikorian. Needs to take this. There it is. The second dart finds it. So the faffing about from Steve allows Mike to come back. Well, when he really shouldn't have. Steve had him well in beat. The averages, the scoring. And it was all destined to be finalized in the doubles. Double trouble persists for everybody at every standard of play. Steve looking to not let that bother him too badly, just wants to keep this going. Able to lock in on that triple 20. Great third dart. 460 remaining now for Mike Parissi. Doesn't want to have the same thing happen again where he lets Steve run riot and come out to a rather sizable lead. Only able to find 60. So enough to leapfrog, but not enough to really be comfortable. Steve needs to walk those darts down. Going downstairs, doesn't like the lie of that dart. Can't find the switch onto that triple 19. Keeps it straight and steady, though. But still an opportunity here for Mike. If he finds 2 trebles, it's going to be quite tough. Able to find 1 in that segment. 85 found for Mike, so a good visit. Widening that leapfrog gap, but Steve well within range. Needs to find at least 1. Would love to. I mean, we would all love to, and that is a very bad dart. Not able to find the switch either. 45. Opportunity now for Mike Parissi. If he is able to hold his throw here, what a change of fortune that final leg, the previous leg would prove to be. No right coming back to win that leg. Steve Krikorian feeling the pressure. He's hit that segment, that one segment, same spot, I don't even know how many times this afternoon. He's not able, all over it, all around it, the sly smile. He knows that hurts. Mike Parissi, 1 in there. Not able to follow, but still plenty of space and able to hit the ton. So, 174, dragging himself closer. Steve Krikorian needs a 140. Unfortunately, we'll have to try and, be okay with just finding the ton. 174 to 176. Once again, neck and neck down the line for these guys. Now within range, just looking to set himself up. Tries to go to the 18, but just the wrong side of the wire. 52 found. Steve again looking for a 140. Oh, just wide. That's a killer second dart. Not able to find the switch down to the 19s. 42 found. 122 remains. A little bit better of a finish for Mike Parissi. Wants the trip 18. 72 potential. No, big 1. Unlucky second dart. Might have just let that go a little too fast. Wasn't a poor dart. It was right there, but massive opportunity for Steve Krikorian. If he can find this trip 18, knows it. Knows that that was his chance. Can only set up from here. Finds the trip 20. 78 scored. Needs to do a little bit of math here. Can't find that trip 16. So, 86 scored. 96 remains for Mike Parissi. This would be a monster take. Able to find it. Double 18. Just high. Great guide, though. Oh, and he takes it. Mike Parissi with a statement take. 96. Steve Krikorian lined up on 48, and that is brutal. What a shot there from Mike Parissi. Steve Krikorian needs, he can't afford to not hit his numbers anymore. This is desperation time for the Season 1 champion. Mike Parissi looking to deny him a spot back in the league if he can just hold for one more leg. Errant second dart, can't find it. 95 fired in. Both guys off to a heater of a start. And Steve Krikorian just looking to keep these darts in line. Cannot afford to have left or right darts anymore. Great pickup with that second dart. And while he may not have liked the third, it's enough. It's enough to keep the ball rolling at a decent pace. And here we start to see the pressure of hitting a big shot like that. Oh my goodness, 81. I thought it was going to be a 121, but just on the wrong side of the wire. And these guys starting to really put the pressure on. That might be an awkward line, but Steve chooses to follow it. Is there even space for that dart to go in? No, there is not. Too many flights in the way. Opportunity now for Mike Parissi, if he can find a treble, to jump back in front. Only able to find 60. Both guys right there. This is too close to call. Parissi playing for a spot, playing for a victory. Steve just playing to stay alive for another set. 140 won't go. Oh, it does go, excuse me. The 140 is locked in. Thought it was on the other side of the wire, so leaving himself a very nice 120. And Mike Parissi needs to follow with a big answer of his own, at least a ton. Will leave himself a bogey number, so not great math, but if Steve messes this up, might be in range for a shot. The way that dart ramped up, that was quite aggressive. I like the aggressive look on that dart from Steve, but again, no pressure. Mike Parissi now finally at an out, 145 remaining. 65 remaining, I believe. Wanted that single bull. Fortunately hits the 2 segment, so it's awkward now, 83. Double 20 now. Just high. Great guide, though. Oh, my goodness. Yep, he knows it. He wanted that double 20, and he was convinced it was in. My goodness, that was close. And this is an opportunity. Trip 17 won't go. 66 remains now. 16 for the bull. You believe is the way. Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. No, it won't go. I think it's a 25. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen. How close can you get? Oh, I don't even think he hit the bull. Oh, he did. He did. Oh, wow. What an opportunity for Mike Parissi. Steve Krikorian needs to keep this clean and tidy, though. Able to find it, so we are going all the way in this set. Mike Parissi to lead off. This is his hold. He should have this. Well, theoretically, if he can just keep this going, but 26 is a terrible way to lead off. Steve, again, just looking to keep this going. First dart found. Second dart found. Are we going to see the signs come out? No, we are not. Come on, guys. Just deliver the goods. Oh, come on. 121 found. Mike Parissi under immediate pressure. And the pressure is starting to build. That one might be killer here. If Steve can continue to just fire away on these trebles, that might be a very difficult line to follow. 2 darts blocking it. A fence has been built, but the third down in those 19s finds its way home. Huge pressure building for Mike. Needs to deliver at least 2 trebles. Yeah, you can tell in the look in his face. He knows how critical that was. Does very well to find that third dart, but 283 remaining. Steve has a comfortable little pad of points. If he can just keep delivering. Damage on that red segment. Looks like he's moving down, doesn't like the look. And, oh, that is a mistake and a half. Big miss there from Krikorian. Parissi looking to just try and keep steady. He has been so consistent this entire game. Needs to find 2 trebles, can only find 1, but he does very well to keep it close. Further along than Steve Krikorian. Steve, 1 dart in the red segment. Goes high on the second one, gonna be moving down. Finds the bullseye, so an excellent 130. Brings his score within range. 225 remaining now for Mike Parissi. He cannot afford to have a dart slip. Needs at least a ton. 58 is enough. It's enough. But is it enough to pressure? That's the question. A lot of pressure on this 125. A little bit of a laugh, maybe a misscore from Nick Soldo, who's doing a great job on the microphone, by the way. 125 for Steve Krikorian. I don't think that's in. I think that's in the 15, so 110 remaining. This bid will not go now. Mike Parissi, an outside shot on the 167. And that is a just critical miss there. But this 167, very low percentage shot, and it will not go. So the pressure building on Steve Krikorian. 89 is a tough customer, but can Steve cash him out? 89 remains. Trip 19, a little breath. Drawing back. Finds it. Double 16 to keep this game going. Well wide. And he pulls it up. So, again, it's not quite over. Double 12 will remain for Steve Krikorian, but 1-4-3 is even more difficult. Won't go here. So the opportunity, Steve's still alive. My goodness, how close this game is. Unbelievable. But we've seen Steve fool around on these doubles one too many times. Can he just drill it? Needs to drag it down. One more opportunity to drag this, and that's a very awkward line. Might be blocking the bed completely. Oh my goodness. Practically hugging the double bed. 88 remains for Mike. Can he get it done? 68 remaining. 54. Double 7 now to win the game. Double 7. And he can't get it done. He pulls it inside. Steve Krikorian lives on for 3 more chances at double 6. How many chances is he going to need? Taking his time. Lining up. And there it is. We're going to a deciding set. Steve battling his way back. Keeping this game alive. And now, Steve Krikorian will have the darts in this final game-deciding set. Whoever wins this set qualifies for Season 4. Steve, the Season 1 champion, looking to buy his way back in to Season 4 with a victory here. Mike Parissi, playing out of Route 9 Sports Bar in Framingham, wants to earn his first ever berth into the WPL. And we knew that this game was going to be tight. But how tight, man, we had no idea. This is a close game. Steve Krikorian now looking to try and, well, keep this scoring prowess going. Really did well in the previous set to bump up his scoring game. Still has a couple darts moving left or right. Not cooperating with his mechanics and throw. Mike Parissi just looking to avoid whatever Steve has with those errant darts from impacting his game too often. Sometimes those wayward darts can be a little contagious. Wide first dart there from Steve Krikorian. 2 wide darts. You cannot afford to have 2 big misses like that and not hit a triple on the last. Opportunity now for Mike Parissi to keep this going. And if he can find a break in this opening leg, that would be massive. Able to find the ton, so delivering some well-deserved punishment on Steve Krikorian with that third dart find. Awkward first dart. Second dart cashes in, and the third dart follows the seconds line. Wow, great response and great answer from Steve Krikorian. Firing back with immediate pressure of his own. Mike Parissi needs a ton, the very least. Not able to get it done. So 217, these guys once again find themselves locked in a close battle right above 170 finishing threshold. Needs to find, sneaks it into the trip 7. So very awkward 59 there. So close to having that cash in on that trip 19. Mike Parissi, 195 remaining now. 194 after that errant second dart. Not good at all. Mike Parissi, the sneer on his face, you could tell. Low percentage 158 opportunity here. First dart is found for Steve Krikorian. Not able to find the second one, but he still will have 3 more darts after this visit, guaranteed. 98 is brilliant, leaving himself 60. Mike Parissi, 174, no way to get out, and that second dart is just brutal. 30 It's not what he was looking for. Still leaves himself a very low percentage shot. And Steve, I have a feeling, well, don't want to be messing around too much here. 19 now for double 20. Should have had 2. Only will have 1. And he pulls it high, not satisfied with that dart at all. Mike Parissi, 144. Can he get it done? No, he cannot. Just looking to bring this score down. Pulls it well wide, unfortunately. More opportunities here for Steve Krikorian to just wrap this leg up. It's a hold of throw. He should have this. Cannot afford to let Mike come back in. Mike not able to have the chance there. But that was just a hold of throw from Steve Krikorian. Mike now needs to answer with a very crucial hold of his own. Dropping down 2 legs to nothing here against Steve Krikorian is an ominous position to be in. Trying to avoid it, but the way he gets off here, gets off the line, not great at all. Able to pip that trip 18 right in the bottom corner. So Steve Krikorian getting underway well here in this second leg. There's that triple that Mike was hunting for so desperately. Not able to find another, but the 100 will do quite nicely. 408 for Steve Krikorian. Looking to drop that dart in just ever so slightly. Does find it. Chooses to stay there. And again, we've seen that time and time again where just the line with the flights in the way causes the throw to not be as smooth as the first or second. And that's a great visit there from Mike Parissi to keep Steve honest, now leapfrogging him by 40 or so points. Steve Krikorian choosing to stay. We've seen this problem again and again. I just don't understand why he doesn't go down, able to lock that in. Might be the camera angle. Maybe the bet is bigger from his point of view. Great visit from Steve Krikorian. Parissi just looking to keep this going. Solid 100. 100 found there from Parissi and keep this thing moving along. Steve Krikorian in desperation mode of a triple, able to lock it in, so he is down to an out now. 142 is low percentage. Mike needs to find 2 trebles now to have some semblance of pressure on Steve, who doesn't want to. Boy, unfortunately, not a great visit, but now Steve feels like he at least, at the very least, could have 3 extra darts at this 142. It will not go, but it's the feeling, that little security, the insurance that you have of knowing that you might not have to take it. Not happy with that effort at all. Mike Parissi just has to stay on that triple 20. Elects to go 18 first smartly, so 110 left. Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. Oh, and he pulls it high. Not able to find it. What a great bid from Mike. Leaving himself 25. And this 101. So critical now for Steve. 81 remaining. Trip 15 or trip 19 won't go. 62 remaining for Steve Krikorian. And so Mike Parissi now in an excellent position to just set this up. Tee it up. Tee up tap room. Hey. Doesn't want to. Well, that is now extremely awkward. That is an unfortunate dart. Chooses to leave himself double 2. Oh, and he finds it. Makes a mess of it. And then cleans the mess right up. An excellent, excellent performance there from Mike. Proving that, hey, doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. And he checks out. Even game going down to the wire between both of these gladiators of the darting arena. 40 found for Steve Krikorian. Not a great way to get things underway. Parissi looking to just punish. A little bit of sign action in the background. Tony Collette. We'll go to the wide shot there. We can see Tony in the background just cheering along with his sign. Love that. Thank you, Tony. Can't quite read what they're saying, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. Look at all these guys. Fantastic stuff. Love those guys, everybody with their little signs. We haven't seen a 180 be delivered yet, but there is still time. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. There is still always time. Sign says, I love Tee Up Tap Room. Hi, Marty. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that, man. He slid it under the door. Love those guys. Such good people here at Tee Up Tap Room. Again, if you're looking for a great place to drink, great place to play golf, great place to play darts, there's really no better spot here than Tee Up Tap Room. Just fantastic. Wonderful stuff. Mike only able to find 59. So unlucky. Steve Krikorian, 389 remaining now. Oops. Sorry, folks, for those little ping sounds. That's us. Definitely us. Going to close that tab on my computer here so you guys don't have to hear that go constantly throughout the match. 101 found there for Steve Krikorian. Mike Parissi with a beautiful first dart. Unfortunate second, just clattering against the flights. And the third dart finds its way true. 140 punched in. Big pressure back on Steve. Needs to keep these darts a-rolling. First dart, money. Second dart, little high. And another big visit. Back-to-back 140s. Both guys delivering the goods. Steve trying to hold his throw here. 252 remaining for Mike Parissi. Only able to find 60. Steve requiring 148 now. Will have 6 darts at it. Doesn't well, but we've seen this time and time again where he has space to work with. The first dart sometimes just not working in his favor. 87 remains here for Steve. Able to lock that beautiful third dart in. 112 fired in. 36 remaining now. Mike, desperate need of a 140 with that first dart. Bare minimum, you feel. Ton might just not be enough pressure. Able to find it, so a chance. There's a chance if Steve messes about on this double 18. Needs to get it done, though. First dart a little wide. Might be an awkward line. Definitely an awkward line now. 2 darts high, having to move across. And he can't get it done. So Mike Parissi, if he finds this break, he will have the darts in the next leg. Can he hunt down this 92? 72 remaining now. Trip 12. Finds the, so 80, so double 6. Oh, and he pulls it wide. A great effort to find that triple 20. Elects not to move. And now, Steve Krikorian, double 9. Cannot afford to burn a dart. Needs to pull this in. And that is a very awkward line now. 2, building the fence. Can he find it? No, he cannot. The fence says no. You can't come into this backyard. You're not invited to this party. Mike Parissi, double 6. Going down to the basement. Well low, needs to elevate, and he just can't find the height required. It's such a tricky double to try and work with. This is awkward. Very awkward, ladies and gentlemen. Double 9 now for Steve. Can he find it? 12. So double 6. It's a double 6 party. Double 3 remaining here. Excuse me, my bad. I got so excited about double 6s, but double 3, this is beyond awkward. This is the place nobody wants to go. And that's why it's so difficult electing to bust. Steve Krikorian unhappy with that bid. Mike Parissi still there, double 3. Oh my goodness, how close can you get? Oh, and that's so tough. That's why it's called the basement for a reason. Nobody wants to go down there. The basement's scary. Some scary machines, scary things. Hopefully not scary people down in that basement. But regardless, 18 now. Another chance for Steve Krikorian trying to tee this up. Wide. Needs to pull it inside. And that is going to frustrate Steve beyond a reasonable doubt. Double 9 refuses to go. Mike Parissi stuck in the madhouse. Doesn't want to be certified insane for too long. 2 chances left. And there it is, the break. You can see how much that means to Mike. That is an opportunity wasted from Steve Krikorian. Mike is now throwing for the game. If he does not get it done here, Steve Krikorian will have the darts in the final game-deciding leg. Mike wants to clean up this game now. Can he find a treble? Unfortunately, can't get it done. 60 is steady, but it's not stellar. Steve Krikorian just above the wire there. Just above the wire there. and can't lock it in. 60 for both gentlemen to get this leg underway. Who is going to blink? Who is going to let the situation get into their mind? Mike has the opportunity here to just keep this steady, and things should theoretically go his way. Unbelievable. That is a very awkward dart. Might even be pointing down there from Steve Krikorian. Able to find that triple 20, I believe. 85 found for Steve Krikorian. Great effort to correct off of that really strange first dart. Mike Parissi now looking to join the correction club. Might be in there, might not sure. Only able to find 45, so a big blank there from Parissi. Steve Krikorian, steady as she goes. That's all that's needed, Captain. Very, very turbulent waters. Not able to find anything. The situation, 24, not ideal. And now, well, both of these guys just not taking advantage of these critical misses. That's 2 scored. Someone move down to the 19s, please. 21 fired in. Oh, my God, the nerves. It's even starting to get to me, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is the easiest job in the world, and I'm still feeling nervous for these guys. My goodness. Wide, both darts. Third dart finding its way into the 20 segment, but 24, 21, 30 has been the, well, succession here. And Mike finding a great triple 20. Second dart not in. 83 will do. Just break away from this slop that we're dealing with right now. 3:02 remaining for Steve Krikorian. 40, I believe, punched in here, wants the ton. The flights, even though he throws thin flights, they are finding ways to kick up. Those darts have them land in such awkward positions, so weird. Might be a blocked bed, still looking like he's going for it. Able to punch his way through. That is a statement dart. Down to the line first, 147. A ton minimum needed here for Steve Krikorian for any semblance of pressure. Needs a triple. He's drowning without one. Not able to get it done. Shake of the head. A look to the sky. 147 is all that remains for Mike Parissi to get this wrapped up. It will not go here, but he will have 3 darts at it guaranteed, looking to just clean this up. 67 remaining now. Able to find that 17. 97 found. What is Steve Krikorian going to do? These are the moments that separate great dart players from the best of the bunch. Needs another triple. Not able to lock it down. 59. 50 remains for Mike Parissi. Looking to wrap it up. 2 darts at double 16. Well wide. Keep it straight and steady, and he can't get it done. So an outside opportunity. 140 remains now for Steve Krikorian. This would be a monster. Is his resolve strong enough to keep these darts straight? No, it will not go. Needs a ton at the very minimum. Able to find it, but now relying on mistakes from this man in the frame. Double 8. Oh, it's awkward. 5 remaining. 1 or 3. Finds it, double 2. And it's high. It's high. Steve Krikorian with a chance that he didn't think he had. Double 20 to keep this going for one more leg. And it's found. We're going all the way. Steve Krikorian will have the darts. The Season 1 champ is not going without a fight. Mistakes abound. Wow. Unbelievable segments of play here from both gentlemen, but now it comes down to this. What are you really made of? Which guy is going to be in Season 4? Looking for the switch, moving around the board, not able to find a treble. 57 fired in. Mike Parissi looking to answer with a big one. Can he find a red bit? Looks like he might be low. Too high, 60 found. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, what a treat this game has been. A day of 2-0s on the stream. We are being treated here. Big miss on that second dart. Big miss on the third. Steve blinks. Is Mike going to take advantage of the blink? Needs to find a treble. Not able to hunt one down. The little gap is formed, but it's not enough to be comfortable quite now, is it? Awkward line with the way that dart landed. Second dart, the fence is being built. Can he find a way through? He can. Not. Only finding 60. Frustration for Steve Krikorian. Might be a great guide if he can just ramp it down. Wants another one in there. 140 found there from Mike Parissi. Statement visit. Pressure building. The kettle is starting to whistle. Needs to go down. Doesn't like the line. Not able to find it. 47 locked in from Steve Krikorian. 242. Mike Parissi, how can he keep himself calm in moments like this? How can anyone do that? Not able to find a treble. 58's enough. It's enough. 184 remaining. Well in front of Steve Krikorian. Needs a 180. Needs to fill this up if he wants to have a chance. That second dart goes well wide. Not enough. It's just not enough. 184 now. Even a 60 will put Mike Parissi in a comfortable position if he can just keep these darts straight. Just keep it straight, Mike. Don't mess about. Finds the 60. That's enough. Forces Steve Krikorian to hit at least a ton 40 for any semblance of pressure. How good is your resolve, Steve? First dart just high. Second dart ramps up. The dart's just not cooperating. Needs the 100. Needs the ton. Thinking about if he wants to move or not, but needs a big visit here at the minimum. Goes down. Doesn't find it. Advantage. Mike. Steve leaves himself 167. First dart found. 64 remains. That is a very poor second dart. Might have been wiser just to stay, honestly, with the line on that dart. It might have just been wiggling around too much. 167. Can he force this life-saving throw to go? No, he cannot. He wants to just keep it steady, keep it straight. So that's still good pressure. Steve Krikorian, 87. Great pressure on the throw of Mike, who just needs one dart to go in to end it. Needs to bring it down. Needs to bring it down. Oh, he can't bring it down. So the Season 1 champion with an opportunity here to seal the deal all the way, hold his throw. Mike has done so well to put him under duress, stress, pressure. Can he lock this down? 2 double 20s needed. How is he going to go about it? Don't bust your score, Steve. Double 10 moving across. Double 10 for a berth into Season 4. Can the Season 1 champ gather his nerves? It's up to you, Steve. And it's outside. He can't get it done. The stress of the moment is just killer. Mike Parissi, 3 more chances at it. Can't afford to let it slip. Needs to drop it down. Needs to drop it down. And it's just refusing to go. Look at that. They've bent the wire. Unbelievable. How close can you get, ladies and gentlemen? The Season 1 champion with chances that he can't afford to miss anymore. 3 darts at it. Down to double 7. It's awkward. And it's over. The chance is over. It's not done yet, but man, what a blown opportunity. Mike, how many shots at this are you going to need, man? Just breathe. Just breathe, Mike. And it's it! Mike Parissi gets it done and takes out Steve Krikorian, denying him a Season 4 berth. Congratulations, Mike, for your first entry into the WPL season.